things in terms of loining and making sure that animal's tail is down in them and prioritizing, truly prioritizing that it's not about how you look out here, it's not about showing yourself off, it's about doing the best you can to make sure that animal looks the best they can. I thought those four young ladies did a tremendous job of that. Let's go ahead and give them all a hand as they exit the ring.
Back from class 2.2 with Cobalt. It's going to be entry number 385, changing to Spain, Joseph City, Arizona. Shelby Prenelhouse of Surprise, Arizona. Taylor Ronan, Peralta, New Mexico. And Gabby Oots from Buckeye, Arizona. We're going to be moving into our third and final class. In the heats, we're going to be looking at class 2.3, looking for entry number 710, Laney Amavisca from Yuma, Arizona. Entry number 149, Kendra Barnes from Cottonwood, Arizona. Entry number 4729, Dylan Carlisle from Gallup, New Mexico. Entry number 4669, Carissa Dickinson from Chino Valley, Arizona. Entry number 5315, Grace Corsetta, Cottonwood, Arizona. Entry number 5950, Daisy Howell from Parks, Arizona. Entry number 4434, Shelby Kinney from Berlin, New Mexico. Entry number 2305, Kendra Langley from Casa Grande, Arizona. Entry number 1191, Elizabeth Norwood from Midlothian, Texas. Entry number 4445, Tyler Burkett from Flagstaff, Arizona. Entry number 4274, Ward Roden from Printville, Oregon. Entry number 146, Ethan Rockwell from Valley Center, California. Entry number 4210, Mallory Schnarr from Fallbrook, California. Entry number 4154, Riley Vermillion from Silver City, New Mexico. Entry number 4133, Annabelle Williams from Gilbert, Arizona. This is going to be the first and final call for all the callbacks. All callbacks from the two previous classes need to be ringside. Callbacks need to be ringside. Reminder, there is a change for the premium schedule. A change for the premium schedule. The fitting clinic that is sponsored by Sullivan Show Supply will start 30 minutes after the final drive of the senior showmanship. 30 minutes after the final drive of senior showmanship. The fitting contest will follow the fitting clinic, and that will all proceed in the inside show ring of the open cattle barn. If you have any questions, please, you may contact Katie Eastland for any questions.
Of Showman out here again for this last heat, and I'm going to ask these three young ladies to my left currently to come back for the final round. And we were talking here briefly just in terms of showmanship skills and things that we necessarily don't emphasize but definitely look at. And when I say little things, to build on that, and it's how you scratch your animal, the pace you scratch your animal, how you hold your show stick, all of those things go into play out here, not just, the basics. And when you're getting to this talent and this ability, those are the things that really start to stand out, because truthfully, all of these kids out here have the ability to get their animals' feet set up and have some confidence and some poise out here. And so again, I'll challenge all of you guys, those in the previous heats, those in this heat, to go ahead and take your cap back to the barn. Come back and watch the final round. Come back and watch, the seniors. Come back and see some of those little things that maybe some other kids are doing that maybe you can add to your repertoire for next time that you come out here in terms of showmanship. Let's go ahead and give all of these kids a really nice round of applause. Specifically, let's congratulate these three young ladies for making it back to the finals.
Congratulations to entry number 4669, Chris Dickinson of Chino Valley, Arizona. Entry number 5315, Grace Rosetta, Cottonwood, California. And entry number 4445, Taylor Bouquet of Flagstaff, Arizona. As this class exits the ring, we're going to be moving right into our intermediate showmanship champion draw. The following individuals will be coming back from their respective classes: Peter Dorset, Caitlin Amentula, Isabel Lowry, Cashlyn Roepke, Kayla Roberts, Channing Despain, Shelby Prenowitz, Taylor Rowland, Gabby Oots, Carissa Dickinson, Grace Corsetta, and Taylor Bouquet.
amazing group of kids out here. Let's give them all a nice hand. This has been a phenomenal final drive of your intermediate showman, and to be honest with you guys, when I got the call to come judge this would have been actually last year before it had to get shut down for COVID and everything last year. I was super excited. I'm originally from California, and I grew up coming to this show every single year. We exhibited down here, gosh, I don't even know how many years in a row, with breeding cattle, and it was always such a fun experience. And I just always remember not only how fun it was, but how competitive it was down here. And this is exactly what I would expect of all of these kids, just in terms of talent and ability. And I'm super pleased with my top 5, super pleased with all of the kids that we have had out here for the final drive. And the nature of showmanship, unfortunately, from time to time, is a little bit of a weight game. You sit out here and you wait for a kid to make a mistake here, or a kid to make this mistake or that mistake. And truthfully, when we get down to this top end, we're just talking about kids who made the least amount of mistakes out here. And the top end kids are the kids that didn't make any mistakes, or at least didn't let me catch them making any mistakes. So it's been just so competitive, and you guys should all be very pleased with yourselves for making it to this point, making it to this top end. Especially because I think on any given day, under any other judge in the country, these kids can get flip-flops all over the place. Again, it's just one person's opinion, and I'll tell you how I like them out here in terms of your showmanship. Young lady with the white steer is going to be 5th today. Let's give her a round of applause. She does a great job with that steer, sweetheart. You go ahead and pull it. She does a great job with that steer. She's one that he's not just the easiest to show out here, and he went down here at the end, and that's not really why she's going to stand 5th today. For me, that's a steer that every once in a while you got to let him have his head just a little bit more when you're walking him, and then when you go to loin him, instead of maybe just sawing on his top just a little bit, yeah, right there, just that big long stroke in terms of when you go to loin that calf instead of just kind of sawing on his top every once in a while. The young man here is going to be 4th. Let's go ahead and give him a round of applause. This gentleman does an incredible job with that steer, and he's very fortunate to have a calf that certainly has got a lot of quality to him. And it is an antler in his own right, but he only enhances that out here. He does a phenomenal job in terms of setting that calf, in terms of his feet and his legs, putting him where he needs to. From time to time, that steer wants to get a little bit stretched on his front end, and his top line wants to go slack in him. And you got to be able to feel that in your hand when that top line is coming out in him, and kind of put him back together ever so slightly. But again, those are really nitpicking things on incredible showman. These top 3 young ladies are phenomenal in my opinion in terms of their ability. They match my type and kind in terms of style, and when they come out here in terms of how they hold themselves and compose themselves. Again, you can place them how you like them. There's one individual that I think just did the least amount in terms of always getting that animal set up, has got to work the least amount in terms of that, and still that animal is always in the right spot, always looks perfect. There's not one time where I caught that calf where he didn't look in the right spot. Young lady at the front is going to be 3rd, in the middle you're going to be 2nd, young lady at the back is going to be 1st. So let's congratulate them.
Congratulations, your 2021 Ayers International Intermediate Showman Champion showman goes to Isabella Lowry. Your reserve goes to Grace Rosetta Cottonwood, Arizona. 3rd goes to Caitlin Amentua of Parker, Arizona. 4th, Peter Rosetta, Cottonwood, Arizona. 5th, Gabby Oots of Buckeye, Arizona. 6th, Louis Dickinson. 7th, 7th, Tyler Burkett of Flagstaff, Arizona. 8th, Shelby Krenovost. 9th, Taylor Roberts. And rounding a class of 10th is Taylor Bowen. And 11th will be Channing Spain, and 12th, Cashin Rookie. Let's give these exhibitors a big round of applause. We are going to be moving right into Class 3, Senior Showmanship. We're going to be looking for entry number 4527, Lindsay Ashwanden from Turlock, California. Entry number 4298, Callie Benton from Hope, New Mexico. We're going to be looking for entry number 4428, Cashton Crane from Buckeye, Arizona. Entry number 4672, Chloe Dugan from Smithfield, Arizona. Entry number 4212, Candice Hewitt from Fallbrook, California. Entry number 4230, Kate Haggard from Buckeye, Arizona. Entry number 2444, Maddie Henson from Clovis, California. Entry number 4594, Montana McGinty from Davis, California. Entry number 4373, Ty Martinez from Loving, New Mexico. Entry number 4665, Blake Norris, Casa Grande, Arizona. Entry number 4659, Mason Norris, Casa Grande, Arizona. Entry number 4234, Jesse Odom, Buckeye, Arizona. Entry 4099, Peyton Owensby, Folsom, New Mexico. Entry number 1302, Lindsay Stoltz, Surprise, Arizona. Entry number 5372, Tatum Stewart, Alabama, Arizona. Entry number 5376, Taylor Stewart, Alabama, Arizona. And rounding out the class is going to be entry number 3445, Mr. Kate Zimmerman from Waddell, Arizona.
Coast. Now, 5 hours of showmanship so far.
Chloe Duty, Stanfield, Arizona. Kate Hacker of Buckeye, Arizona. Abby Henson, Clovis, California. Ty Martinez of Loving, New Mexico. Blake Norris, Casa Grande, Arizona. Mason, Patient Osby from Folsom, New Mexico. Lindsay Stokes from Surprise, Arizona. Tatum Stewart, Eva Band, Arizona. Tammy Stewart from Eva Band, Arizona. And Ethan Rockwell.
Okay, guys, sidewalk.
At the conclusion of our champion senior showman division, 30 minutes from the conclusion of this show, the fitting clinic sponsored by Sullivan Shore Supply will begin. 30 minutes following the conclusion of the senior showmanship.
So I want to thank you guys here at Arizona National for having me out this year. Like I said, it's an honor. We grew up showing at this show every single year as a kid, and to be back here and in the ring on the other end of it is certainly special for me, and I really, really appreciate the opportunity. This show will always hold a very near and dear place in my heart, that's for sure. These showmen out here are very, very talented. Again, not to beat a dead horse here, but you can go a million different ways depending on what you look for in a showman and an ability. For me, it's a combination of all the things in terms of just their confidence, their intensity out here, their poise, how they handle themselves, and really more than anything, how they work with that animal. If I can tell, they spend time with that animal at home. They spent the time that's necessary to come out here and walk that animal into their feet and really mesh with that animal out here. And again, in terms of just how they handle themselves, I think that's a big deal out here. And everybody that has different preferences in terms of showmanship, what they like, what they don't like, little nitpicky things. I try to set some of that aside in terms of when you're pulling these kids, because there's so many different people out there with differing opinions on what a good showman is or what they like and don't like. And like I said, you can go a million different ways out here, pick any one of these kids to be on the end of the halter, and I don't think you can go wrong. I'm going to go ahead and show you how I like these kids, and again, all of them are exceptionally talented. Young lady at the front is going to go ahead and be fifth today. Let's give her a round of applause. That's a very enamoring steer. Go ahead, sweetheart, you can pull in. That's a very enamoring steer. She certainly does a good job coming out here and working with that calf. He's one that certainly helps her in that aspect. He does his job exceptionally well. For me, every once in a while, I'd like to see you maybe walk that calf just a shot faster. And then also for me, every once in a while, that back split could be just a little bit bigger for me. And again, that's little nitpicky things that is personal preference to me and what I like in showman. She does an exceptionally good job. The young lady up there at the front now is going to go ahead and be fourth today. Let's give her a round of applause. I love her poise. I love her intensity, sweetheart. You can go ahead and pull in. I love so many things about the way she shows, how she leads that animal, how she has that heifer carrying her head. Again, similar story to the young lady that's down there in fifth. For me, to really accentuate the good in that animal and make her look better, from time to time, she wants to maybe get a little bit low when she's holding her head, and then two, that one needs just a little bit bigger split to me to fix her hip and get that tail head to sit down in her just a little bit better. Again, these are really, really nitpicky things that are just personal preference to the way I like showing. Young man with the gray steer back here is going to be third. Let's give him a round of applause. Again, one of those that's not the easiest in the world to get stuck. And just every once in a while, maybe do the opposite of that. He maybe doesn't need loin quite as hard because he pops that tail head up into the air and then wants to throw that tail out, and that tail needs to come back in. That's the only reason that you're going to be third today. I love the way you handle yourself. You work with that steer incredibly well. I love your intensity out here. You've got two phenomenal showmen over here that honestly don't have the easiest animals in the world to show. Both these steers are not one to maybe just act great for either one of them. And again, part of showmanship is handling the adversity that not only the other people in the ring have thrown at you, but when even your own animal wants to throw at you sometimes. I've gone back and forth in the way I like them. There's one that hit me initially really hard. There's one that's grown on me all the way through this, and that's what I'm going to land on. Young lady, you're going to be second. Young man, you're going to be first. Let's get round like that.
Congratulations. Entry number 4373 on your 2021 Arizona National Senior Showmanship goes to Ty Martinez of Lubbock, New Mexico. And your reserve champion senior showman goes to Nick Oldby of Folsom, New Mexico. Third, Kate Haggard, Buckeye, Arizona. Fourth, Blake Norris, Casa Grande, Arizona. Fifth, Chloe Dugan, Stanfield, Arizona. Sixth, Lindsay Stokes, Surprise, Arizona. Seventh, Ethan Rockwell, Taylor Sturr. 9, Matt Hansen. And 10, Taylor Sturr. Please give these exhibitors a big round of applause.